The Keeping It Real event is run every year around International Women's Day to highlight gender stereotypes that are associated with certain career paths. Young women and girls are invited to the event to learn about some of the career options that they might not have thought were available to them.
We believe it's really important to have an event like this to showcase a range of jobs and careers and industries to girls and young women that they might not be aware of. We know that there are certain sectors and certain job roles that are very male dominated, and these jobs tend to be better paid and have better benefits, and we want to encourage girls to consider the various roles that are available to them. The girls tend to be very surprised about the range of jobs that are available to them. Careers information in schools is quite limited these days for lots and lots of reasons, so often it's just a huge lack of knowledge about what is available to them, what options they can take in the future, and really about having aspirations in general is something that we want to promote.
Stalls were set up with both male and female representatives who were there to talk to the girls about careers that they might have thought were for boys and to break down the barriers put up by gender stereotypes. From engineering to golfing to joining the army, girls were encouraged to look at a variety of career paths.
I'd just be telling them about the amazing stuff that we do, the projects that we work on, the stuff that we look after, the infrastructure that's out there, and that people are needed to look after it, and it's a really inspiring job to be involved in. Everyone's really welcoming. It's great to show the guys how it's done, and I really enjoy it, and I think it's a great job, and I encourage anyone into engineering. There's no way that women should be put off. There's no reason that girls can't do it just as well as the guys.
We're here as Rugby because we want to understand more about how people perceive the sport and how we can break down barriers to make sure that actually the sport is far more inclusive for girls across all age ranges. So we want to hear from girls around, what do they currently think of girls rugby? So what may they think about it? Are there stigmas around it which we need to hear? And how can then we create a pathway in the future which will overcome those barriers? So, big feedback at the moment is girls would get more involved in rugby if they had decent showers. Simple things like mirrors in changing rooms, straighteners. So actually they can go out, they can play a really good game of rugby, covered in mud, come off the pitch and feel girly again. And it's about that balance to make sure that actually people understand that it's a tough game, but actually it's there for everyone.
For the organisers and sponsors of the event, it's important that their message reaches women at a young age.
It's important to get them earlier. It's important to get them from the word go, really. Gendered toys, the way that we impact girls for a very young age starts very, very young. So it's really important to make them aware of what choices they're making now. Choices where they're making now, because often girls are pushed into things, and how they will affect them later on. We're looking at career paths. If you go into childcare, where is your career path going to take you? You might get to be manager. What wages will you earn being a manager? If you take a job going into ICT or construction, what options are there? And in construction, there's a huge range of jobs, and often they can be really well paid in comparison.
I think we still have a lot of stereotypes about what is a job for a girl and a job for a boy, and that starts at a very young age, and unless we challenge those stereotypes, we're going to just perpetuate the cycle of girls doing girl jobs and boys doing boy jobs. So that's why we feel it's really important to do an event like this.